What if I told you that the world you see and touch every single day is only half of the story? In this explainer, we're diving into a really mind-bending theory about the hidden nature of space and, well, reality itself.
And before we jump in, I just want to be super clear. All the concepts we're about to explore come from the work On Space by the authors Sui-Feng of Life Chanyuan, Seimeng Chanyuan. We're here to break down the ideas presented in that work.
So you might be wondering, why dive into such a pretty cosmic idea? The author actually kicks things off not with philosophy, but with a diagnosis of a very modern problem.
I mean, just think about that metaphor for a second. A runaway train with no brakes? The author suggests this is basically our modern life. This relentless, accelerating pace that just sweeps everyone up, pulling us all along whether we like it or not.
And what's the result of this crazy train ride? Well, according to the author, it's a society just buzzing with anxiety and this endless chase for more stuff. It's a feeling I think a lot of us can relate to, right? Being so busy, just going, that we kind of lose sight of why we're even on the train in the first place.
So what's the way off this train? This is where the author introduces a pretty radical idea. What if our whole perception of reality is just incomplete?
This question really gets to the heart of it all. It asks us to stop and think. Could our five senses, the things we trust to tell us what's real, actually be showing us only one side of the coin?
Okay, so check this out. The author basically splits reality in two. On the left, we've got positive space. This is everything we know, the physical, stable world of matter, our bodies, the chair you're sitting on. But on the right, that's the hidden half. He calls it negative space. It's this unseen world of antimatter, constantly changing, fluid, and it's the realm of spirit and consciousness.
So yeah, negative space is the author's term for this coexisting universe that's all around us. He argues it's not in some distant galaxy, but it's woven right into our reality. It's the place where our thoughts, our consciousness, and yet even our dreams happen.
Now, I know what you're thinking. How do you even begin to grasp an idea like that? Well, the author points to something we all experience every single night: dreaming.
Think about it. When you're in a dream, you have a consciousness, right? You feel things, fear, joy, excitement. The source is asking us to really question our definition of real. Is that dreaming version of you just a random illusion? Or is it your consciousness actually experiencing another place?
And boom, there's the connection. This theory proposes that our dreams are like a bridge. It's our consciousness temporarily popping over into this other dimension, this negative space.
And look, this idea is grounded in something we know for a fact. Our human senses are incredibly limited. A bee can see ultraviolet light that's totally invisible to us. A dog can hear a whistle we'll never pick up. The author even points to the eye of a storm. It's perfectly calm and peaceful, surrounded by total chaos. The point is, just because we can't see or hear something doesn't mean it isn't there.
And this leads to a truly wild idea about scale. Citing a Buddhist concept, the author suggests that reality is nested, kind of like those Russian dolls, with worlds inside of worlds. In this view, our entire vast universe could just be a single particle in another, even bigger reality. Just let that sink in for a second.
Okay, so from hidden dimensions to worlds in a speck of dust, this all feels pretty cosmic. But the author's most crucial point brings it all right back down to Earth. This idea of space isn't just about the universe out there, it's about the universe right here, your immediate environment. And he argues it has a profound, real power over our daily lives.
The argument is pretty simple. The physical space we live in literally shapes us. We see this all the time. Someone from a huge city has a totally different vibe than someone from a tiny rural town. The source even points out how monkeys that live near tourists act completely differently from monkeys deep in the wild. Our surroundings literally mold who we become.
And this idea goes way beyond just personality. It extends to major life outcomes. The author proposes a direct cause and effect. You change your space, you can change your life. For instance, moving to a new climate might actually help a chronic illness. Or leaving that dead-end job for a totally new environment could unlock talents you never even knew you had. The point is, our environment isn't neutral. It can either hold us back or set us free.
And this brings us to the ultimate takeaway from this whole theory. It's not just a cool observation about reality. It's presented as an actionable, practical guide for changing your own life.
So the author lays out this simple three-step path. First, you just have to acknowledge how much your current space, your job, your city, your friends, is defining you.
Second, you have to understand that if you really want to change yourself, you pretty much have to change your environment first. And finally, the most powerful step of all, realizing that you have the choice to seek out a new space.
And that's where we're going to leave it, with a final question for you to think about. If the spaces we inhabit have the power to shape our health, our success, and our very being, well, that changes everything. It means it's not just about what you do, but where you do it. So, what space are you going to choose?